Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and today I'd like to do a tarot card reading for the Human Collective on how to navigate the energies of November 2022. So I've got the cards all ready to go, but before we even start, I feel like what I'm sensing is that there's a tremendous amount of happy energy coming from the angels. And so this I don't know how this is going to translate on Earth, but the angelic realm is really joyful about connecting with us and working with us and all the shifts and changes that we're making. I feel like they're pretty happy. And all of us have done so much, and they're so proud of the work we've done. So let's see what the human collective is going to how they're going to handle the upcoming few weeks for November. So I've got the cards ready to go. Let me just add that camera on just a minute. All right, let's get started. All right, so first card for our reading for how the human collective is going to handle the energies, how we can navigate the upcoming energies for November 2022. First card is the High Priestess. Ooh, so this tells me that secrets are being revealed, that we are being entrusted with a tremendous amount of new information. And this may translate as something that's coming into your personal life, something that's coming into your psyche, your mind, your heart, new energies, new information coming in, like how to view your own world. You may have been navigating your world in a certain way, and now it's like, well, everything's kind of different. The world has just revealed to you another part of itself, and now you've got to, in your own mind, remake and re-see yourself to remake the world. So, and that happens, where you're navigating your life, and then suddenly something occurs that shifts how things are going for you, and or what you thought was right, or what you thought, who the good guys were, the bad guys, or whatever, something going on where a secret or a piece of knowledge gets revealed that sort of shakes up how you've been viewing the world. So I feel like this is going to happen. This is where we're going to be. We're going to be navigating a huge shift in information and knowledge and secrets. And I'm feeling the Archangel Raziel coming in and strongly letting me know that this is a good part of the up-leveling of the world, that this is happening for the good of the soul of the human collective. And we are ready. And so the best way to handle this is to accept and to keep yourself centered. To not let it throw you off your game, to not let it throw you completely out of your center, to view it, to see it, to truly see what's going on. Like the pillars, the black and white pillars behind this High Priestess, she's completely peacefully sitting in the middle of this, dualistic sort of world. She holds the secrets of the universe, and she's very peaceful in the knowledge that, all comes together in the end. And that is kind of the message of Archangel Raziel, is bringing dualistic points of view together in harmony and unity, where opposites become one. This archangel is all about secrets and unity, and bringing knowledge into a place of oneness. So this is where we're headed, and I feel like this is a good thing. This is going to be a good thing. So next card, the Queen of Wands. So this is our challenge. Our challenge for the upcoming weeks is to stay in our sovereignty. The Queen of Wands is a spiritual leader. She incorporates these dualistic revelations into herself. She understands her shadow side. She understands where where good and evil and dark and light, where all those things come from. And she knows how to incorporate and be centered in her highest self, despite all of this, despite all the energies that may be circling around her. I think that recently, I think I was watching someone else's tarot card reading. It might have been the Gem Goddess, but I'm not sure. And she mentioned the black cat and how, and I believe it's her. If it's someone else and you know who this was, leave it in the comments. But I think it might have been the Gem Goddess. And she mentioned the black cat on this card and how the black cat has is sort of like shadow work. The black cat is all about that part of you that is dark, that is a little mysterious, that is your shadow, your the duality. She exists. This monarch exists in a world of duality. She exists in a place where dark and light exist, where they both are allowed to exist. And that's kind of what the angel's message is for us, is that we are living in a world where dark and light are allowed to coexist. One is not going to completely consume the other until much later. Yes, we're bringing things back into balance, where the light is going to rule our lives and to rule our hearts and to rule humanity, where the good and the light and love are going to be our guiding star. That is where we're headed. But right now, as we're navigating that, we have to know that we are in this dualistic place and that we have to find a way to stay centered in our sovereignty, to stay centered in our souls and in our spiritual highest selves, despite the existence of all these dark energies and these dark things that are going to be popping up. And I think that's where the Queen of Wands is coming in. She's coming in to say, listen, we can navigate this together. You don't have to be afraid of the dark. You have to just sit and see it and stay centered in your light, to stay centered in your love, and to see it and incorporate it, to shine your light upon it. When we turn away from the darkness, that is where issues happen, where we live in a state of separation, where we're afraid. That is where dangerous things can occur. And the Queen of Wands is not afraid. She is courageous. She courageously embraces all that she sees and sees it all from a place of spirituality, creativity, and love. And the spirit, the light of her soul is what guides her entire life. And we are being asked to embrace all that is happening with that same love and that same place of spirituality. So, wow. So far it feels like some stuff might happen, and this might be in the world, this might be in your own life, this might be in a friend situation or a work situation where secrets are revealed, where things are starting to look a little bit different, where you're being confronted with a lot more information than you've ever had to deal with before. I'm feeling like as we move into this is a stepping off point, a jumping off point, and to find our footing in duality, in a world where duality, a three-dimensional world where duality and dark energies and light energies, and they all exist, to be in that world, but in the same time, be in a world where God is all loving, God is pure love, pure light. And we are made of that, and to lean into that and to use that as a way of navigating our world and creating the life that we want to live. To have those two aspects, and this is what the High Priestess is all about, is about duality, is about living that space in between the dark and the light, where you're able to choose, where you're able to see that both exist, and you're choosing and you're allowing. And this Queen of Wands is the illuminate, is illumined being. She illuminates the path and allows us to live our wholeness. So this is very good so far, I think. subconsciously, the Empress. So we just, this is a lot of feminine energy so far. Okay, so there's the Empress. Oh, she's all about fertility. She's all about bringing creative things to light, bringing your world into a place of where anything can sprout and grow, where you are the fertile ground, where great things happen, where miracles are allowed to happen. And we are being primed for this. I think for far too long, I'm going to try to straighten this. It's bothering me. There we go. Isn't that straight? I have not yet mastered how to do this, so bear with me. The Empress is telling us that we are being primed, and this card in this position is subconscious energies we're not aware of, energies that are influencing us that we're not quite aware of. And so what I'm getting is we are being primed to learn how to create our world. We are being primed. For far too long, we have lived in a world where darkness lives behind a veil, behind a curtain, and we're not aware of it, and it affects us, and it hurts us, and information is being censored, is being kept away from us. The truth is being withheld, or the truth is not being withheld, but it is being used as a weapon, where some people's truth interferes with other people's truth, and these people, the human collective, just wars with one another over these ideas. And so we've lived far too long in this world where it's just so divided and so separated, and nothing true and good can really grow, because there's all this hate and distrust and fear. Oh, so much fear and control. And we are being primed to live more compassionately, to live more lovingly, to live more filled with this, goodness and this belief that anything is possible. And if we just band together and choose light over darkness, accept what our world looks like, and have the courage, I believe the Queen of Wands is really here to preach courage, which is just heart energy, the belief that no matter what happens, God's love lives in your heart, and you can overcome anything through the strength of the love in your heart and the faith in your heart. I believe what the Empress is telling us is that we have the ability to create something new, but it requires us to soften and become compassionate, and to create from a place of the divine feminine. And one of the things that somebody said, a lot of the things that I say is stuff that I've heard from so many other teachers who I listen to and who I love. And I forget who this was. But somebody I listened to said that there's no such thing really as the suppression of the feminine in separation from the masculine. That never happened, basically. Yes, femininity was hurt and diminished, and the feminine element has been distrusted and hated and just for so long in so many different ways. But it didn't happen separately from the masculine. They both were toxic or out of balance. The masculine wasn't able to truly see and be inspired by the feminine. They need each other. They are one. They are truly one. And so in our world where we have been out of balance, where masculinity and femininity, which are two elements that live within everything, each of us carry that yin yang of feminine and masculine balance. Those energies have been completely out of balance in the world. And so the feminine has been struggling, but also the masculine has too. The masculine has been out of balance. The masculine has been toxic. The masculine hasn't had the chance to really benefit from the feminine, and the feminine hasn't had that chance to really benefit from the masculine. For hundreds of years, it's been out of balance. And I feel like now is the time where the feminine is allowing this softening to occur, this loving, compassionate place from which a new sense of masculinity, femininity, a new sense of ourselves, a new sense of balance, a new sense of love, and a new sense of self. As far as looking at ourselves, as far as the human collective is concerned, is allowed to sprout and become and give and come into the world. Like these new energies are coming into the world through the potency of the masculine and the softening of the feminine. And right now, this is what I'm getting, is the softening and the compassionate and the fertile nature of the feminine is bringing about so much. She is bringing forth from her darkness, you know, infinite new things, secrets, knowledge. All of this is coming forth from within the heart of the human collective, from within the heart of our souls. This is happening. We are doing this together, and we need to understand and see it everywhere that it's happening. This is giving me so much joy. Really, it is. I feel like the angels are just like, yes, balance is coming, love is coming, and every little thing that happens, every little hurdle or obstacle that comes your way, it's a time and a place for you to just stop and soften and decide what you're feeling. What are you what is your intuitive take on what's happening? How do you move forward? Soften into these feminine things, these feminine aspects, the feminine aspects of infinite nature, the dark womb of the earth, of the soul, fertility, compassion, softness, receptivity, being receptive to something new, being receptive to the divine masculine, which is seeding the world with so much new knowledge and so much new action. And the feminine is where it's happening, is where we are right now, softening into that. So everywhere in your world where you can soften and bring about these feminine qualities, it's going to help, I think. And seeing the world, just seeing everybody in your life, in your day-to-day life, like how can I soften and bring about and lean into a more profound balance of masculine and feminine energies, and to really respect them too, because there is a difference between feminine and masculine energies. We contain them all. We have a choice in how we live. You don't have a choice in certain things, but you do in a lot of others. And how we bring about this balance is truly profound. And it's okay to soften into it. So I think the Empress is giving us the green light to create something new, to give birth to a new type of world. And she's the mother of the world. She's letting us know it's going to be okay. All of this that's happening, it's going to be okay. Whew. So the timeline that we have been on, I'm seeing that from the past, we have come from a place of, we have really shifted. This is really telling me the physical world has shifted. The Two of Pentacles is a physical world, and twos are choices and just, they can be partnerships, they can be choices. There's really sort of a dynamic energy in a two. And I'm getting that what I'm getting from this too is that it's our world really has shifted. We have sort of, like, I'm seeing a seesaw, and we've a balanced seesaw, and now we're like at the tipping point where some stuff is about to happen, where things are shifting. We've already passed that point, basically. We're past the tipping point. And it's up to us how we're going to work with it, how we're going to go with it, how we're going to what choice do you want to see humanity as having made? How do you want to see this card? You know, this card that is in the past position of the human timeline. How do you want to see it? What happened? What happened in the past of the human collective? You know, what choice, what resources are we going to depend on going forward? This guy is sort of balancing back and forth. He's trying to make a choice. He has two different options. He's balancing his resources. What is the choice that you want to believe that we made? Do we want to just go forward sort of the same way we always did? Do we want to bring things back to where they were? Or is everything shifting? Is the medical community, the political scene, the educational system, the global community, how information, how we get information, how we communicate, everything is shifting. How do you want to see that? Do you want to see that as a good thing? Do you want to be a part of a positive shift, or do you want to be a part of the, just bringing things back to the way they were? I don't think we can. I think this card is telling me that we can't go back to the way we were. And I think we all have to understand and accept that things are shifting, and you have to be a little bit more accepting of someone else's point of view. I think that's what the High Priestess is telling us, is that things are going to be revealed about the other side. So whatever you thought the dark side was, whoever it is that is the evil one in your book, whichever political candidate is on your blacklist, you're going to have to be ready to hear some things that may not be ready to hear. There's going to be some stuff. You're just going to have to soften in and accept and expand your viewpoint of the world, and stay centered in yourself. I think that Queen of Wands is all about staying centered in your sovereignty, in your spiritual sovereignty, and understanding that you have the courage to see all these things and still stay in your light. I think that's important. Oh, great. So our conscious, what we're shooting for, what we want, I think the human collective moving forward in these next 3 weeks, these next 4 weeks, what we want, what we're shooting for is love, is connection, is connecting to people. Because if you connect with your heart to someone else, anyone else in your life, it's going to open your heart, it's going to open their heart, and everyone else that they're connected to. So opening, accepting, softening in. I feel like love is just ready to explode into the world. I think that we are ready to magnetize ourselves and bring in a whole lot of healing and a whole lot of love and a whole lot of joy and community. So consciously, what we want, what we're shooting for, what we're ready to do is to, fill each other's cups, is to let each other know that I see you, I love you, I'm here for you, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter what has happened to you, I will listen and be present and make those connections, And don't expect perfection from one another, but expect humanity to be that, just that, human, which is fully human, fully divine. We are divine beings in a human vessel, experiencing a very crazy third dimensional, dualistic world. That's where we all are. So have some compassion for each other, and see and know that everyone who's having these experiences, whether your job is to, make fun of them and hurt them and bring them down, or whether your job is to build them up, just know we're all in this together, and everyone's energy matters. Everyone's energy matters. I know that there's a lot of pointing fingers, and yes, that's part of it. In a sense, I feel like we just have to see things as they are. We're not going to be seeing the world from this clouded, point of view anymore, where we're being where the truth is being withheld from us. We're entering an age where the truth will be seen and revealed, and we have to be ready to see it from a centered point of view. We can't be ready to just fly off the handle and bring each other down and shame each other. We saw what happened when we were allowed to do that. That's not good. That's not where we want to be. Yeah, you want to hold people accountable for the actions that they have taken, but you've got to stay centered and be ready to show compassion as much as you can. It's time for compassion. It's really time to soften and love each other. This is where we are. This is what's happening. This is what I think is going to shift the world, is to not in this, like, shutting your eyes to the bad stuff kind of place where you're just going to close your eyes and I'm in love. No, we're not in that anymore. We're going to open our eyes to what's happening. We're going to see the black and white. We're going to see the dualistic stuff that's been happening. And we are going to stay centered in the light of God that shines out from our hearts at all times. We're going to be that sovereign, that Queen of Wands. We are going to feel and utilize this Empress energy, this fertile, compassionate, loving, creative energy, and learn how to see the world brand new and make connections with one another, to make these great, beautiful connections of love. The Two of Cups, relationships. So if you're not in a healthy relationship, or you are, just know that this next 3 weeks is a great time to reinvigorate the relationship with a brand new level of love and compassion and unconditional love, because this is the energy I'm getting from the angels, that I'm getting from the human collective. We're all ready for this. We're all ready for it. We're tired of being, of keeping everybody that we don't like at arm's length. I think we're all tired of that. We're not doing it anymore. We're done with that. That's over. Now is the time for rebuilding community in a brand new way. Even the people you disagree with, even those, especially those people. Oh, so we've got a Pentacles. So the timeline is Pentacles. We were in this choice point, this sort of like seesaw point, this tipping point. And now we're in this revelation point with the High Priestess. And now we're in the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about abundance of work to be done. It's all about making your strides forward. What are you going to do? How are you going to move forward? As you move forward with your work, move forward with this knowledge that we are doing this from a place of love. We're doing this from a place of softening into the feminine energies, to compassion and love. Our work is going to be tainted with with the magical dust of love as we move forward. It's going to take work. It's going to take some work. The abundance only comes when you're ready to do the work, when you're ready to say, all right, I may not agree with you, but we both want the same things, so let's move forward together. When you're ready to come into a place of relationship with people you may not have agreed with in the past, and do your work, to do your work. So I think that's pretty clear. So over the next 3, 4, or 5 weeks of November, I feel like this energy of doing the work is very much tied to the energy of the divine feminine, of seeing the best in one another, and especially seeing the best in ourselves, to allowing ourselves to be forgiven, to move forward in light and love and unity, allowing ourselves to be healed, and allowing ourselves to see things differently. The work that we're doing has to come from this place. It can't just be this blind moving forward of just, I'm going to do it the same old way anymore. We're not there anymore. It's not like that. We're doing work from a place of love, infinite beauty and love. So the next 4 cards, this has to do with the soul of the human collective, the part of us that is going to be activated. It's how we see ourselves and what we need from ourselves right now, what we're ready to give to ourselves. So basically, what we're ready to give to ourselves is a whole lot of time and self-care. We're in a place where we're I think the human collective is so done with like just all the pain. We're done with the pain. We're done with hurting each other. We're done with feeling separate and wounded and like unsure. We want to live in a place where we're just solid, where we're feeling loved and cared for, where we're feeling like, okay, I'm okay now. I'm okay. Because the Pentacles is all about the physical world and feeling okay. It's about your body. It's about your work. It's about your money and your situation, your physical world situation, what you've manifested and how you're going to feel about that. This is all about self-care, but it's self-care from the point of view of the human collective. So when you encounter someone in the world, whoever it is, just know that unless they're, an alien from another dimension, and they just dropped into onto the earth plane, they've been through some stuff. It's been tough these past 3 years. It hasn't been easy. We've all shifted, we've all changed, and there's still lots of stuff going on. And we all need to feel like we're okay, like everything is okay. I think that's important. And it's important to know that you're okay. I think that's the part of us. This is telling me that this is the part, this is like the archetype of the human collective that really is activated the most right now. And I think a lot of people are cluing into this. I'm seeing personally, a lot of people are wanting to detox. They're wanting to get their bodies right. They're wanting to get their minds right. They're wanting to get, we've always wanted this. But I feel like on a major level, this is happening. And it's happening from a place of love, of all this, divine feminine compassion, and softness. It's happening from a place of love where we're just like taking care of ourselves. And I think the reminder of this card is that we're here to take care of each other as the human collective. That's how we're moving forward. That's the aspect of us, I think, that's going to be the most needed. So when you go through your life, going to the grocery store, you're going to work, whatever, the brief interactions that you have, all of these interactions, what we need and who is, who inside of us is activated right now. I think in the general sense, in the human collective, the part of us that is active is the part of us that really needs to feel loved, cared for, protected, safe. The part of us that needs to feel like we have everything we need and it's going to be okay. And all these messages that are coming at the human collective that you're like, oh, things aren't good. Things aren't really good right now. You have to be scared. You have to be worried. You have to, the world's going to fall apart. We don't need that. Yes, we need to see the truth, which is what the High Priestess is here to show us. Yes, we need to see the truth, but we don't have to be off balance and all crazy scared. We have to take the challenge and know that we are okay, that we are sovereign. And so that's the part that we need to activate in each other, that we have to care for one another, that we have to be a physical reflection of security and safety and care. This, when you walk into a situation, whatever it is, like you're meeting some new friends or whatever, you walk into the new situation, you're kind of scared, but you really feel right away when you feel that energy, when everyone's like, they're accepting, they're loving, you feel safe. your physical world feels safe. It feels like all of a sudden you can just spread out your energy and a smile comes on your face and you're like, I'm okay, everything's okay, it's safe, and you can laugh and have fun and just relax and breathe. Let's create that for everyone right now, because we all need that. We need that for ourselves. We need to create that for each other. All right. So this is the energy of what is, I like to, in my readings, this is always the blind spot card. This is what is on the outside right now and not quite penetrated in. So what are we feeling from the outside? What are the energies that we're not quite bringing, that we haven't quite incorporated yet? And so the Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration and coming together and building something important. So again, Pentacles. This is huge. The physical world is really what's shifting. The physical world is really what's shifting. We need to come at it from a place of love, obviously. But the physical world is hugely shifting right now. There's a lot of unbalance and all kinds of stuff. And so what we need to understand is that something better is being built. We're not just going to a place where we're just doing the work. Like this, we have to do the work, yes, but the reason we're doing the work is because we're building something great and we're doing it together. So you can't make your best life happen all by yourself. You just can't. You need other people and they need you. And if we're going to shift the world the way we want to, we need to understand that we have to work together. You can't just depend on someone else to do it. You are an equal member of the team, and the team is all of us in the human collective. And yes, there are members of the human collective that are not doing their part. There are members of the human collective who have, it's obvious, people are coming, secrets are being revealed. People have been revealed as being, having committed heinous crimes, people who have lied, people who have hurt other people, who have allowed things to happen that are dangerous. And there's all kinds of stuff being revealed. And those people, we see them as kind of letting us down. But you still have to know, and I think the angels really want us to see each other, all of us, as being equal members of the team. It's like if a member of your team gets hurt or sick, like at work, if a member of your team gets sick. I work part-time at a winery, and so one of our team members recently got ill, and so we were short-staffed a couple of days, and so we don't just ignore the customers, you take care of them, but you have to band together with your team and rise up. So if there are members of the human collective team who have let us down, who have committed heinous crimes, who have done terrible things, we can't just sit down and be like, I'm not doing anything about it. We have to rise up and join with the rest of our teammates and make it better. We have to trust that God is going to, balance the scales. But right now, our work is to come together with our collaborators, our friends, our fellow humans, our fellow angels, and just make things better, to build a better world. I think the Pentacles is all about the world in this card, and the Three is all about doing it as a community. And we're not just alone. I think one of the messages I'm getting very strongly here, especially from my angel team, is that we're not in it alone. We're in it with a lot of other beings, light beings. We're in it with angels. We're in it with all of these other higher dimensional beings. We can't blame them or use them or push all the responsibility onto them, because this is our game here. This is our playing field. This is the human collective we're working for. This is us doing it. We have all this great and wonderful help, and we need to call upon them. But you have to know that who we're building this for, the reason we're doing this, is for a better life for the human collective. I think that's what that card means. Whew. So what do we got next? Oh my goodness. So we've got the Seven of Swords. This one's always a fun one, I think, because it's kind of like, whenever this card comes up, I always feel an energy of like, you know, things happening, where something's happening and it feels kind of like uncomfortable. It feels like, you know, like you have to question things. This card always makes me question, you know. It has a lot to do with taking action, with that may not be seen in a positive light, or maybe actions that other people may have taken that may not be seen in a positive light. It's all about action and how it's seen and how you see it, and on the mental, it's just about shifting your mental perspective on what action you have taken or other people have taken. So let's see what the angels have to say about this card. I always tune in to the angels with this position. So let's see what my angels have to say about the Seven of Swords. All right, so what I'm getting is, the first thing I got was, this is about forgiveness. You know, if someone has taken an action against you, or if some deceit has happened, or some shifty activity, yes, we have to see it, make it right. But the part of our brain that has been all like, no, you know, and, you know, holding on to all this negative energy, we gotta let it go. Yes, we have to make things right. Yes, we have to see each other from the eyes of our soul and our hearts. Yes, we have to truly see the world as it's been. What has been happening on the earth plane? What does it all mean? How does it all connect? We are here to see it, to truly see it. But you can't truly see things from a perspective of, you know, when you're like ready to pounce onto this, you know, bandwagon of right and wrong, and you know, which is where we are. It's totally where we are. You know, it's where we've been primed to be. It's what we're groomed to be. We're groomed to be judges and finger pointers, like, you're the one that's wrong. And, you know, we're totally groomed for that. We're in that space. We just have to know that's where we've always been, is good guys and bad guys, and us versus them, and I'm right and you're wrong, and on any issue, and this is right and this is wrong. And if you say these things, then everyone's going to call you wrong, and that's bad. So all of this like duality that has caused our minds to just get broken and make it impossible for anyone to do anything, or to bring forth any ideas that are different. It hasn't been conducive to a healthy moving forward of the human collective. And so a lot of things have happened beneath the radar. A lot of truth, you know, a lot of truth has been, you know, pushed down because we're not ready to see it, because we're not ready to understand it. People who you may think are bad actually have had a good motivations. So we can't be in this place. If we're going to move up to the next plateau, we have to be okay with seeing things differently, with seeing our actions differently, with seeing how people behave differently. We can't hold on to the same judgments that we always have. Love is where we're coming from. And I know a lot of people just wave this flag of love's going to make it all better. No, love is going to help, but action also helps. But we can't take action from a place of hatred or fear. We have to take action from a place of love of the human collective. We have to take action from a place of open-mindedness and acceptance. Not just of what they tell us to accept, but what really is going on. There's a huge expansion happening. So let me tune in a little bit more to my angel team and see what they have to say. So another thing I'm getting is that love is going to guide us to actions that we need to take that other people may not understand. So if you've always thought a certain thing was wrong, or someone taught you that a certain thing, a certain belief system was scary or wrong, and you are from a place of love trying to understand it, you might be moved to take actions that other people might not understand. I'm getting a lot of courage here. I'm getting that I think that the world has poisoned us as far as, what needs to happen, above the surface, who you are to everyone else and who you are deep down. Like, we're erasing those boundaries, we can't keep ourselves in the dark anymore as far as who we really are. We are fully human and fully susceptible to all the dark that happens here, but we are fully divine also. And we're also in need of the divine guidance that God has given us in abundance. This is the playing field we're on. We can't be seeing each other through these goggles of hatred and division anymore. You just can't. And I think it's going to enable us to see further beyond the action that someone has taken. If someone did something that you don't like, you can't just stop with, oh, they're wrong and I'm right and that's the end of it. You kind of move beyond it and allow yourself to soften and move beyond and try to see and understand motivations beyond that. Yeah, there are rules. Yeah, we're still going to put the lawbreakers in jail. We're still going to, hold people accountable. Certainly we must do that, because if we don't, God's going to do it in God's own way. And it's better for us to take care of our karma and all of our imbalances here, while we're still here. It's more painful after that. When it's better for us to see and experience and learn the things we need to learn right now rather than later. So I think the Seven of Swords is all about understanding each other, understanding the actions that have been taken differently, to expand our minds, to be willing to let go of past prejudices. And everybody's got them. Everybody's got them. A lot of people love to point the finger of racism or prejudice or sexism or ageism or any of the isms. We love to point the finger to other people, but it's like, hold off on pointing the finger and just really understand, in a collective sense, what's been happening. Try to expand your mind. The Swords is all about mind. It's all about shifts, and all about our sense of self, our intellectual, mental sense of self. And the final direction for this reading, and I have no idea how long this has been going for, but the final direction, again, another Pentacles. We've had a lot of Pentacles on this line up here. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles brings good news for us, that we are headed into a more abundant place, that we are ready to give each other and to learn from each other a new sense of abundance and wealth. And one of the messages I got recently was that wealth and abundance was very often used as a tool for evil. It's just, and so we have to forgive abundance, forgive wealth for having played this part of creating so much evil, because it is this greedy desire for wealth that has caused so many people to just fall down and do terrible things to one another. it's a perverted and evil sense of wealth that has caused this thing to happen, when on the other side of the coin, God is completely abundant. God is infinite. God is infinite. Infinite. God doesn't withhold from God's own self anything. God is infinite. And so there is another sense of abundance that is truly beautiful and giving and generous, and doesn't come from fear. And it doesn't come from, I need this and so that you can't have it. It doesn't come from that separation place. It comes from God. It comes from a place of unity. And I think this is where all these cards, these feminine cards, are really helping us to get to. So the Page of Pentacles is building the new earth. Okay, there it is. It's a little straighter. Building a new earth. I see that, how I'm interpreting it is that he's holding that pentacle there. He's looking and seeing like the globe. He's seeing the earth as new. I want to see the earth as brand new. Let's all see it differently, and let's expand our minds to what we haven't been able to see before. So I think that's everything I've gotten for this reading. Let's see if there's anything else coming from the angels. So what I'm getting is that our work starts now. And for the next 4 weeks, the best way to move forward, the best way is to stay open, stay courageous, and stay in this place of, I'm ready and I'm courageous enough, I'm open-minded enough, loving enough, and I'm soft and compassionate enough to try to see the world as brand new, to open my mind to what's happening, to shower the human collective with love and acceptance, and to know that we are creating something new. It will take everyone. It's going to take everyone and all of their skills. The builders, the doers, the lovers, the singers, the creators, all of the healers, it's going to take all of us together, and all of our various skills, which have been gifted to us by the Holy Spirit. It's going to take all of us to do this together. And the Page of Pentacles is letting me know that this is, the steps we're moving, how we're moving forward may not, the Pages is a novice, is someone who's not done it before, is someone who's learning, but someone who's excited, and someone who's, motivated by the goodness he sees in the world and what he wants to create, to step forward, to make his way in the world. And so I feel like we're all making a new path together. And it's all about creation and being courageous enough to step forward in a positive way. I know I could ramble on forever with these things. I really could, but we're going to stop. I think my final, I did pull a card from another deck, and I wanted to share it with you. It is from I'm getting the box out here for you, which I've used before on this channel, the Mysteries of Love Oracle deck. Such a beautiful deck. And the card that I pulled is Infinite Joy. And I feel like this card, Infinite Joy. I feel like this card is letting us know this is what's in store. This is what lies within the womb of the human collective, the divine soul that we have all been gifted with. This is what lies there. This infinite joy is waiting to be unleashed upon the world. And it's going to take all of this softness and compassion and love for each other and connection to one another. I think this reading, more than any other, is like really honed in on love, compassion, caring about one another, keeping your eye on the goal, which is this infinite joy, infinite abundance for all. But the only way to get there is to band together, to care for one another, and to create in our everyday lives courage, love, softness, acceptance, to know that everything is moving forward the way it should, and not to be afraid to feel and to see everything that we're being shown. So I ask my angels and Almighty God to bless you and bless us all as we move forward. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.